All right, we're on the last or the 13th of the skills that we wanted to show in this series. There's a bunch more skills that are useful in PowerPoint that are also usually translatable to a publisher, and these can be used for your presentations as well as for any infographics you're creating. However, these were the ones that we thought would be the most useful to you. So the 13th one is 3D rotation of shapes to add depth. And I know for our graphs, when we've talked about creating reports and things like that, we've said stay away from 3D for graphs. And we continue to say that for any type of data you're trying to portray, but this is using 3D for actually illustration purposes of things you're going to draw in PowerPoint to create graphics. So I've already set up a slide. I'm going to go ahead and go there. And these are two different things that came out during our last workshop. Is somebody asked because they wanted to portray death, so they wanted a gravestone. And so what we did is we drew some shapes and combined them for the tombstone. So this is, and then it became one shape. And then we used a line to draw for the crack and then a text box for the rip. And I'm going to go ahead and increase the font on that rip. Just rest in peace a little bit more. You don't have to have anything on there. But if you are going to put some text on it and then you want to add depth and a little bit of rotation so it's not quite so flat, you would want to put the text on before you do that. And then what we did is this is actually all grouped together. So we grouped everything, the shape with the text box along with the line. So when I do that, I'm going to go ahead and click on my grouped object now and then go to the Format tab, and in there I have one that's called Shape Effects, and there's many different shape effects you're going to be able to see, and we're going to look at the 3D rotation. As you can see, there's also bevel, glow, reflection, and shadow. Let's go to 3D rotation, and I have many different options here, and the one that I find looks the best is this off axis to left. If I wanted to do one that looked like it was tilting back a little bit, I could choose one of these other ones that are just tilted a little bit. But since I'm not creating a Halloween scene of a graveyard, I'm just going to go with this off axis to left. So I'm going to click on that one. As you can see, it rotated everything, the crack, the text, and the tombstone. Now we want to add some depth to that. And I had already pulled up this Format Shape option on the left hand side. I can also find that by right clicking on it and do the Format Shape and then go to the essentially the 3D rotation. So in 2013 what that does is it opens up this panel on the right hand side. So I want to go to the effects option, and when I do that, then I want to make sure I'm on the 3D format, and I want to add some depth to this tombstone so it doesn't look quite so flat. So I just simply click up, and I can hold my button there and look now. Now I actually have a 3D looking tombstone. This looks a lot more interesting than that flat one I had created, and that's just with a simple depth change. And that's all I have to do, and now I have added depth and a little bit more interest to it. The other thing I have here is a window, because one of the questions we were asked was I want to create an infographic about the dangers of children falling out of windows. So this is actually just 3 rectangles that I've drawn, and then I did nothing special other than adding a 3D effect onto the shape. So I'm going to click on the outside of the window frame, and I'm going to go to Effects, and when I go there you can see that on this 3D format I didn't do any bottom bevel, but I did a top bevel, and I had different choices. So watch what happens when I choose each one of these. It changes it a little bit, and I just simply chose the one I thought looked best, and that one looks pretty good. So you have to think about which one you like for your window frame. So I'm going to go ahead and undo those and go back to that one. So let's start and draw that together. Let's go to Insert Shapes. I'm going to rectangle. I'm just simply going to draw a rectangle, and I need to change all of the fill and the outline on this one. So let's go to Format tab, and I could go to Shape Fill, and I'm just going to choose a light color that looks like a window pane. And then my outline, I'm going to choose a brown, and then I have to make it the weight, a heavier weight. That's still not enough. So I want to go to line color, and the width, I'm going to increase it to 10. Looks like it could use a little bit more. Let's go to 15. It's just aesthetically what's pleasing to you. Okay, so I have that one. This is if I want to have a fixed window pane, and then what I could do is I need to click back on it and then go to Effects, and then I go to this top bevel, and then I choose the one I like, which is this one in this case, and it looks like a window frame. Once again, I have more options. I simply click there, go to Effects, and go through whichever one I like and pick the one I like. If I wanted to then have it so that it had moving panes so it fit better for the child falling out, I would click back here, and then for fill I would do no fill. And then what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and draw some more shapes. I'm going to go to Insert, Rectangle, and I'm going to draw one, and then I'm going to click on my exterior frame, and I'm going to format paint, and then I'm going to draw it over this interior one I drew. And then I need to make it just a little bit smaller so it looks like it's fitting inside the frame. Just resizing it. That's pretty good. And then what I can do is I can go ahead and fill. This is the one where I can actually make the fill. So I can go Shape Fill, and I could go with one of these lighter colors. I'm going to choose this light blue. And what I can do though also to make it look like, if I want to add a slightly different depth, I could actually move this one to the back. Sorry, send to back. When I do that, then you can see the little bit of interest it adds. And then I can go ahead and I can duplicate that one as well to make it look like it's that window. And then this one I want to send back, but I don't want it to send it all the way back because, as you can tell, this one is on top of that one. So I can, meaning the shapes, send back. And this one I'm going to go ahead and move it over just a little bit more. And then, as you can see though, I can move it up and down, so that would be interesting. I could animate that for a presentation. But I can't see the bar like I can in this one. That's because I need to increase the transparency on this one. And that was in the fill. So if I go to the fill, I just increase the transparency till I get the effect I like. Make it as transparent as I like. And that's how you can draw a window. So when I close this, I have my window. Thank you, and that concludes this training series. Like I said, there's a bunch more things you can learn, and hopefully you'll learn even more, and hope to see you at one of our workshops.